Hey guys, hope you're all having a fantastic day out there, and thank you for joining me in today's quick little lesson video. Today's lesson video is going to be directed more towards the beginner guitarist, like me just starting out, or maybe, somewhat in their journey as a novice. So if you're more of an intermediate or advanced player, this probably isn't for you. Okay, so jumping right into the lesson video. The first thing you're going to need is a metronome. Alright guys, I got my metronome app pulled up here. I use one called Pro Metronome, but again, it doesn't matter which one you use. Any of them are fine. It's just one I've been using for years. So I got this set at 70 beats per minute. I'm going to go ahead and put it on so you can kind of hear it. Hopefully you can kind of see and hear that. Okay, now you notice there's only 4 flashes happening, right? 4 beats. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we just count to 4 and then cycle back to 1 because there's only 4 flashes in that box there, right? These are called quartered notes. We have 4 of them, and that makes what they call a measure. Okay? Now, in a measure, with those 4 beats, that gives us 4 counts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, basically the ones that we hear, dinging right now. Now, this is super important. Easy way to remember this. 4 quarters makes a dollar, 4 quarter notes makes a measure. So keep that in mind. Now, why is this important? Why should you count this? What is the whole point of this? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. So when you have this thing clicking and flashing, it gives you a reference point, something you don't have on your own. Like when you're practicing just in silence, it's fine, but when you're trying to do a specific thing, whether it's working on technique or speed or transitions or whatever, you can't judge how fast you're going or not going, right? You're just kind of going off your own understanding of yourself, which is fine, but it doesn't really help you at all, right? When you have a reference point, it helps a lot more, okay? So first thing I'm going to teach you guys is how we play quarter notes. Now, how we play these is we're going to strum on the clicks, essentially. Okay, I'm going to turn my volume down because I don't want to overpower my phone here. But I'm going to make a G chord. What I'm going to do is just strum down, okay, very lightly, very relaxed, on the clicks. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. As a rule of thumb, we want to make sure that all of our clicks, right, all the quarter notes are down strums. These are called down beats, the quarter notes. Okay, so never strum up on a quarter note, at least for now. Every click should be a down strum. So we're gonna do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all down. You get the idea. Now, if I said I was gonna play one measure of quarter notes, that means I play exactly 4 beats and then stop. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you get the idea. Alright, so now you need to understand the next 2 counts, okay? Whole notes and half notes. Half notes are kind of like a quarter note, but they last a little bit longer. Remember when quarter notes last on each click? Like down, 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 down. Well, half notes are going to last half that time, okay? So basically think of it taking 2 beats. I'm going to strum on the 1 and 3 counts. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, you get the idea. Those are half notes. Now, the next one is a whole note, which is kind of a silly one. It's going to go the whole duration. So if I strum it down here, that went for the entire measure, right? We're just letting it ring out for the entire time. Only 1 strum. Okay, so whole notes, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go to half notes. 1, 2, 3. Now quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Easy enough. Now, we're not going to worry about up strums in this video. We're not going to get into complex rhythm patterns. We're not going to get into eighth notes. We're going to keep it really simple. We're just going to do whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes. Okay, so for the first exercise, we're going to transition between the D and the G chord. Okay, we're going to keep looping back and forth. D to G. And what we're going to do is we're going to play each one for a whole note. So I'm going to start in the D, okay? And 1, 2, 3, 4, G. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, right? So what's happening here is I'm playing, okay, and I'm letting it ring out up to the count of 3. Then I'm switching on that 3 and 4 before the next one occurs. So watch this. And 1, 2, 3. Now moving. 1, 2, moving. 1, right? And you can move sooner. Like if you can't move on the 3, move on the 2. You can move right after you play the 1, like I just did, right? If I just play it one time and I go to position and 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, that's the first step. If you can do that and you have no problems whatsoever and you can get the chords to ring out and you're not offbeat and you're landing perfectly on the 1, awesome. Good job on that. And if you can't do that, no worries. Just slow it down a little bit more on the metronome. Maybe go to 60 BPM and do the same thing we just did here. You can even slow down the video and play along with me on this YouTube thing here. So the next step for those of you that can do this is playing half notes. That's a little trickier because we have the 1 and 3 counts we're strumming on, right? So if I'm gonna go like this and 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. Okay, that's a little trickier because now you're having to, oh man, I gotta switch a little quicker now. All right, and when you're doing any of these exercises, make sure that you stay more or less relaxed. Like after you're done playing the chord, just relax and then bounce over. Don't lift your whole hand off the fretboard. Okay, a lot of beginners will play a chord and go, oh man, what am I doing here? All right, and if you're at that point, you might want to just maybe do the exercises without the metronome first to make sure you got the muscle memory of what the chords look like. But now, we're going to try doing quarter notes, okay? We're going to strum 3 quarter notes, stop on the 4th one, and transition. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? You get the idea here. So I'm only strumming on the 3 beats there. Now, that shouldn't be too difficult for you, but if it is, you can try strumming on just 2 of the beats, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you're getting the idea here. When you get really good, okay, and you're really confident with yourself, try doing 4 strums and switching on that millisecond after. It's going to be really hard to do, but it's going to sound all like this. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so you kind of get the idea. You have like a millisecond before the next beat comes, so you have to like, oh, you gotta move really quickly. But I reassure you that if you do these exercises every single day, you will get really good at chord transitions, okay? Once this becomes really easy, speed up the metronome and do the same thing. So like, let's say I go up to 100 beats per minute. Okay, this is, way up there now, but I'm just giving you an example. So we do the same thing, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if you want to do whole notes, 1, 2. Or half notes. Okay. Now, this is super important because you're giving yourself a challenge that's trackable. You can't really track your chord transitions on your own, right? There's just no way you can do that. People say you can record yourself and listen back and go, oh yeah, I'm doing good there, I'm doing bad there, but it's not good feedback. The metronome is perfect feedback because the metronome is never wrong, right? If anything sounds off with the metronome, it's the person playing. And I learned that myself, and I still have those days, so trust me, I'm not infallible. I have my moments. Even something simple like this, I'll be like, how did I screw that up? But yeah, so if you're a beginner and you're doing chord transitions, keep it simple. Just do 2 chords that you're comfortable with. It could be D to G, it could be A to D, whatever chords you're working with. You can even show this video to your guitar teacher you're currently working with and see if they can give you some ideas of what chords you should be using and maybe instruct you, on some exercises like these, okay? But the important thing here is to make sure that you're doing it at a speed that's challenging. It shouldn't be super easy. If you could do all these and it's like, oh, it's no problem, it's not a challenge, then you need to speed it up, okay? You need to constantly challenge yourself. If there's no challenge or like fear of like, oh man, I'm gonna screw up and you're not struggling, you're not gonna learn. growth comes from struggling to some degree, right? So make sure you're challenging yourself, and more importantly, make sure that you're consistent. Now be sure to check the description box below. I'm going to leave you a couple different links, one to some tab files, and then another to a guitar profile, which you can listen to for free using Tux Guitar. Okay. Now, if you've never used Tux Guitar before, download it. It's a free guitar profile program where you can open guitar profiles. If you don't know what that means, it's pretty much like seeing tab played out, right? Like you have it on the screen, but you also have like the fretboard and you have like the sheet music, and you can hear it being played out and all that good stuff. So definitely download that. Super useful tool for beginners. And also you'll be able to run that guitar profile down below in the description box and listen to all the exercises in real time and play along with them. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Be sure to let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And if you're a beginner guitar player or a novice guitar player or just somebody just starting out, don't be frustrated. Okay? It's super common to feel frustrated, but trust me, you do these exercises and you will get better. Just be sure to be consistent and do them daily. Alright guys, hope you have a good rest of your week. I'll catch you in the next video. Rock on.